Hello and welcome back to the Movie Memo Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2024 movie titled Killcraft. Please be advised that there might be spoilers ahead. In the opening scene, we are introduced to Thomas. Thomas, a professional hitman, is renowned for his unwavering dedication to his duties. He is aiming his sniper rifle at a group of individuals. Thomas carefully focuses on his targets before launching his shot. He hits them one by one, precisely. At that point, he quickly eliminates the majority of the group. However, as he prepares to leave, he discovers that one individual remains alive, hidden in the grass. This individual fires at Thomas, striking him in the leg. Despite his injuries, Thomas manages to shoot back and eliminate the last person. After disposing of the group, Thomas proceeds to a warehouse to treat his leg. After a while, his leg feels much better. He returns to his home, which is near the warehouse. At home, Thomas has a paralyzed wife, Ruth, and a girl named Marina. Thomas had a desire to take his family for a walk. However, his wife declined because they hadn't been getting along for a while. So Thomas chose to take Marina to the beach without his wife. Thomas might be rough, but he adores Marina. At the beach, Thomas dug through the sand and discovered a bottle with a piece of paper inside. Someone had left a coded message expressing interest in hiring Thomas. After that, he drove Marina home because it was late. When they arrived home, his wife was upset because they were late. Thomas kept quiet and let her to be upset. Marina spent the next day playing with her friend Freya near the shore. They spotted a curious individual who appeared suspicious. Freya bravely inquired what he was doing. The man expressed his confusion before departing. Marina and Freya didn't think much of it and kept playing. Later, Marina noticed Thomas digging in the sand again. She and Freya watched from a distance. After Thomas went, Marina and Freya dug up the bottle and photographed the coded message on the paper. The next day, Thomas showed Marina how to properly shoot. He continued to train her to ensure her accuracy. Marina first missed all of her shots, but with Thomas's help, she eventually hit the target. Marina then questioned Thomas about why he was teaching her to shoot, assuming it wasn't important. Thomas said that one day she could need those skills. Marina and Freya read the note they captured at school the following day. The memo contained a job order for Thomas to assassinate Morton Miller, along with his address. Marina didn't know her father was a hitman, so she assumed the note was a prank. Marina came home and overheard her parents arguing. Her mother kicked Thomas out and told him never to return. Marina was distraught and cried because she didn't want her parents to split. The following day, Thomas took Marina to school. When they arrived, Thomas instructed her to take care of herself because he would no longer be living with them. He also stated that he loved her more than anything. After hearing that, Marina did not say anything. They lived separately after that. After that, Thomas traveled to a horse farm to finish his assignment, which was to murder Morton Miller. Meanwhile, Morton Miller, a prominent drug mafia boss in America, arrived at his horse farm with 2 bodyguards. Morton soon walked inside to check on his horses, while his bodyguards remained outside. Thomas was already inside the farm and promptly killed Morton. He then killed Morton's 2 bodyguards and attempted to flee. Unfortunately, more of Morton's men were outside, resulting in a major shootout. The struggle lasted for a time, but Thomas eventually defeated everyone, despite being shot in the stomach and leg. Shortly after, Thomas dashed to his car, but a cop was there waiting. The officer questioned Thomas about the absence of a license plate and the improper parking of his car. Thomas lied, asserting that someone had stolen his license plate and that he had attempted to pursue the culprits, but was unsuccessful. Fortunately, the policeman believed him and left. Due to his gunshot wounds, Thomas felt quite weak after the officer left. He did his best to survive and started his car. Thomas's condition worsened while driving, and he began to lose attention on the road. The next day, Marina was at the beach, where she and Thomas used to go. She became lost in her thoughts because she still didn't want her parents to divorce. After a while, Marina decided to return home. By coincidence, she spotted her father's car parked in the woodland near the shore. Curious, she approached the car and opened the door. She was surprised to discover Thomas had died inside from earlier gunshot wounds. Marina burst into tears, saddened that the man she loved had died. She promptly contacted Freya for assistance. Freya came minutes later. She advised that they go to the police, but Marina declined. Instead, she asked Freya to assist her in properly burying her father. They dug a hole and buried Thomas. Marina thanked Freya and hugged her. Marina returned home but chose not to notify her mother about Thomas's death. Instead, she asked her mother about Thomas's employment and whether he had any enemies. Her mother claimed that Thomas was a contract killer with numerous adversaries. She disclosed that Marina's father had enraged many people, and some had sought vengeance. Marina's mother also revealed that one of Thomas's rivals had shot her, leaving her with paralyzed legs. Gunfire struck her mother's legs, leaving her paralyzed. As a result, her mother harbored a deep-seated hatred towards Thomas, blaming his role as a hitman for the injuries she sustained. Hearing this, Marina understood her father's job and why her mother despised him. Marina examined her father's cell phone the following day. Suddenly, a message arrived, instructing Thomas to get the paper from the bottle they buried at the shore. Marina rushed straight to the shore to retrieve the paper. She dug in the customary location and discovered the bottle. Sadly, she was unable to understand the coded note inside. She also discovered a box of money, which served as payment for Thomas. Marina requested Freya to accompany her to Thomas's warehouse after they left the beach. They were astonished to see a large number of weapons in the warehouse that Marina was unaware of. Marina showed Freya the note and requested her to decode it. Freya simply decoded it. The memo detailed Thomas's expected assassination of a man named Oleg, along with a specific address. The next day, Marina went to Oleg's office. Upon her arrival, Marina assumed the identity of Oleg's niece and proceeded to his room. When Oleg saw her, he wasn't sure who she was. But Marina instantly pulled out a gun and shot him. Marina was taking over her father's role as a hitman. After ensuring the target's death, she peacefully left the office. When Marina returned home, her mother blamed her for being late. But Marina promptly handed her mother medicine and money, claiming they were from Thomas. This calmed her mother down, despite the fact that Thomas is no longer alive. The next day, the strange man named Poe, who had previously met Freya and Marina, returned to the beach. Poe, who believed Thomas was still alive, buried a bottle containing a message for Thomas. Poe was the one who always gave Thomas tasks, and he visited the shore nearly 3 times a week to leave the assassination targets. Marina arrived after Poe had departed to retrieve the bottle and the money it contained. She attempted to decode the message herself, as Freya had taught her. Marina finally understood the message and promptly prepared to complete her father's duty. Marina went to the movie theater hours later. She wasn't there to see a movie, but rather to find her target, who was sitting directly in front of her. Marina quickly eliminated her target. After completing the task, she strolled quietly out of the theater. Marina stopped by Thomas's warehouse before heading home. Freya was waiting for her. Freya inquired as to Marina's whereabouts, as she rarely went out alone at night. Marina told Freya the truth: she had taken over her father's career as an assassin. Instead of being surprised, Freya encouraged Marina and stated that she was willing to assist if required. The following day, Marina went to the beach to retrieve the message in the bottle. After deciphering it, she prepared to complete the task, this time with Freya at her side. When they arrived at the target's residence, Marina instructed Freya to remain in the car while she walked inside. Marina knocked on the door, and the intended target, a woman, opened it. The woman believed Marina was her son's girlfriend. Marina attempted to shoot her, but missed. The woman's son, Kyle, pursued Marina, eventually trapping her. Marina, terrified, called out for compassion. Kyle inquired as to who had sent her, but Marina had no idea because she was only continuing her father's work. Seeing Marina's distress, Kyle let her go while warning her that if she returned, he would not hesitate to arrest her. The scene shifts to Poe, who has always provided jobs for Thomas. Poe's boss, Bert, lodged a complaint against him because the woman Marina was supposed to kill was still alive. His boss instructed Poe to find out who the hitman was because Thomas would not have missed. The next day, Poe went to the shore as usual and dug up a bottle containing the message for Thomas. This time, Poe lingered to see who would receive the message. He was surprised to learn that it was Marina, a teenage girl, and not Thomas. Marina read the message in the bottle that evening before commencing work. After learning of the objective, she went to a cellar to wait. When the target arrived, Marina shot him. She hastily fled before anyone noticed her. But as she was about to go, Poe seized her. He was furious and wondered why she was taking Thomas's job. Fortunately, Freya came just in time to save Marina. At the time, Freya was shot in the arm, but she survived and was rushed to the hospital. Marina stayed at home the next night. Ruth unexpectedly moved closer, only to see a woman crawling on her hands and feet beside her. The woman was one of Poe's subordinates, and Poe was there to pursue Marina. Poe also brought along numerous additional men, which led to a gunfight. Fortunately, Marina, who inherited her father's skills, was able to eliminate all of Poe's men. However, Poe captured Marina's mother and demanded her surrender. Then he inquired about Marina's true identity. Marina, enraged, claimed that she was Thomas's daughter. Without hesitation, she leveled her gun and shot Poe right away. The next morning, Marina and her mother buried the remains of Poe and his men behind their house. Instead of being terrified or sorrowful, they appeared delighted after conquering their enemies. In the final scene, Marina locates Bert, who she blames for the death of her father. She decides to spare his life but instead shoots him in the legs, leaving him injured. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.